felt like mentoring was the best way to have an impact on a child, and Big Brothers and Big Sisters was by far the premier program for providing that opportunity.
I met a girlfriend on a golf course one day that actually worked here, and we decided to have an all-women's golf tournament, and consequently we made it to benefit Big Brothers Big Sisters. The agency was constantly needing money, and that was something that I could help with.
He's always been there for us anytime we've needed him, and he'll help us, and it's just goes to show how much it means to us, because I'd do anything for him and I know he'd do anything for us.
You know, the Fred Sandy team is tough to say one without the other, and the integrity that they have and the way they go about improving the lives of others. There's just nothing but kind things you can say about people who are looking to make not only the world a better place, and knowing that they can't change the whole world, but they can do it on an individual basis. And I think that's a strong message, is that maybe you can't change the world, but certainly you can change individuals, and you can cause small ripples, if you will, that potentially can cause huge waves.
I thought that he was like the right match. He knew everything that I was going through, and he was a basketball coach, so me and him could play basketball anytime. And he was like the nicest person I ever seen.
Sandy's just like the strongest person I know, and she's amazing, and like she's the most deserving person I know for this, because they're both of them, Fred and Sandy, are just awesome, and they've influenced so many people's lives and made everybody's life like so much brighter. And
everyone should know that Fred has the biggest heart of anybody in this whole world. I mean, this guy has taken a stranger from off that he barely know, like me, and invite him to his house to swim in his pool and just to kick back and have a good time with. You know, no questions asked. That's the kind of person Fred is.
I think the thing that has changed for me the most is just to see what the smallest effort that you give a child, how much it can mean to them.
Young men who have all achieved so much from the time I met them to where they are now, those are the kinds of things that just stay with you.
He definitely helped us through, like during the time my mom was a single mom and working hard to provide for us, and so she worked late and like didn't have time to take us to basketball games and stuff like that, and he substituted as like a second dad almost, because mine wasn't here. When
I met Sean, he wasn't real involved with sports, but he wanted to be. But the transition from someone who wasn't that confident, wasn't that sure himself in sports, he ended up playing, he played football in high school, he played basketball, he played volleyball. The growth and the changes that he made from that kid in the 3rd grade who really didn't have a clue about sports, to this young man who learned to love them and became very good at them, and I think sports was good for him in a lot of ways, in terms of friendships and self-esteem and achievements.
I was in a household with 4 sisters and a mother and 2 brothers, so it was a female-dominated household. So for me, just to be around an older adult male was neat. But then the other thing was I was a huge sports fan, and I'm still a huge sports fan, and Fred quickly picked up on that and knew that, and so we had some good conversations revolving around sports, and that was exciting for me at the time.
When I first met Kevin, he didn't have a real interest in school, and I said, well, what do you think about me going to school with you one day and meeting with your teacher? We kind of put a plan together how he could gradually start to get back on track. Years later, he's an administrator in a school district. So he went from someone who wasn't crazy about school to one of the finest high school administrators in the state of Arizona.
Well, Carrie was my first match, and my first impression of her was, our first outing together was to go to Patagonia Lake for the fishing derby. And she just was thrilled to do that because it was so much like being at home in Jamaica near the water, and that meant so much to her. And then our next major outing, we went to a function at the U of A up in the football stadium banquet office, and they had balloons all over the place, and she was thrilled to see balloons. So we loaded up my Jeep full of balloons. I couldn't even see out the windows to drive home, and took her home with a whole carload of balloons. So that was just so sweet and tender to me to see her get so excited about something so little.
Sandy's made my life different by taking me, just showing me that, you know, there's a lot to life that you can be thankful for and like happy with, and she's showed me like how to live life to the fullest, I guess. She's always influencing me to do my best, and like she helps me to get to where I want to be, like when I have a goal to do something, and that's huge. It's so helpful. So if there's something out there that you want to have happen, or if you want something in your life, then you have to go out there and get it. So like you do what it takes to get there and stuff. So.
And then Shannon, my second match, one of my favorite first memories was just going to little kids' movies together. I really wanted just to go to little kids' movies and see her get so excited about those.
The impact Fred made in my life is just having a really good friend there. You know, I can talk to him whenever I want to, or see him whenever I want to, discuss anything really. And that's what I really appreciate about Fred. He's always got time to listen to whatever I have to say, whether it's something small or something big, and always want to give me a helping hand.
I think the thing about him is his work ethic. He is a hard-working young man.
He made me feel that there's always hope no matter what happens. So like when I was sick in the hospital, like seeing him always happy, that made me happy too.
With Awou, which I say differently every time I say his name, he's a young man that no matter how I'm feeling, you know, on a certain day, if I spend time with him, it just always makes me feel better. You know, he's always got that smile. He's always so positive.
Since he doesn't have any actual kids, he has dogs at home that he absolutely adores and like lavishes with all of his extra anything. Him and Sandy just have them as their children pretty much, and those dogs mean more than anything. They take them everywhere with them.
I still believe that the way you can help this world is one person at a time.
You know, Fred is a brother to me. Fred is a mentor to me. He's a friend to me. I love Fred. He's one of the most important people in my life, certainly.
So everybody should know that they're just like the best people out there.
To thank them for everything they've ever done for us, I can't thank them enough. They've been there for anything we've ever been through, and through all the hard times and good times, and we've shared them all.
I wanted to thank him for helping me out through all these years, because without him, I wouldn't have not been where I am today.
Well, I just want to say, Fred, you're a cool Adrian still in a star. You know, I respect you, I appreciate you. I want to tell you that from the bottom of my heart. So I just want to know that you're my peeps, and I appreciate you, man. You've been there for me, and I'd like to think I've been there for you too. And thank you for everything you've done, brother. Everything.